the general form for our conics is in the form ax squared plus bxy plus cy squared plus dx plus ey plus f is equal to 0. And if our a value and our c value, so the coefficient in front of x squared and the coefficient in front of y squared, if they are not equal to each other and they have the same sign, so either they're both positive or they're both negative. Another way to think about that is if we look at a times c, if it is a positive value, then we have an ellipse. So we can determine that by looking at our equation for our conic section in general form. And so in this case, our a value is 9 and our c value is a positive 1. So they're not equal to each other. 9 is not equal to 1. And they are both positive, which means that this is the equation for an ellipse. But as we look at this equation, we're not able to see what is the center of our ellipse or what are our ordered pairs for our vertices or co-vertices or foci. And so we're wanting to be able to rewrite this so that it is in the form x minus h squared over b squared plus y minus k squared over a squared is equal to 1. We're wanting to get it into a form that's similar to this, so that way we can see what our center is, h comma k, and we can find our a and b values, which will help us find our vertices and co-vertices, and then also, once we know our a and b values, we can find c and find the ordered pairs for our foci. And so let's go ahead and get it into a form like this by completing the square. So we are going to group our x terms together. We have 9x squared plus 18x, and leave a bit of space. And then we are going to group our y terms together. So we have y squared minus 4y, and we will go ahead and subtract 4 on both sides of our equation to move the constant to the right side. So this is equal to negative 4. And so from here, if our coefficient in front of our squared term, so the coefficient in front of x squared or in front of y squared, if that's a number other than a positive 1, then we will go ahead and factor that out from the terms in that particular group. So we will factor out 9 from 9x squared plus 18x, and we have 9 times x squared plus 2x, and we'll leave some space because we're going to complete the square. And then the coefficient in front of y squared is 1, so we don't have to worry about factoring anything out. So we have y squared minus 4y, and we will add a particular number here so we can complete the square, and this is equal to negative 4. So for x squared plus 2x, what we add is our b value, which is 2. Our coefficient in front of x is a positive 2, so we take that value, divide it by 2, and we square it. And if we add a number to the left side of our equation, we need to add that same number to the right side of our equation. And notice that this 2 divided by 2 squared is in the inside of this parenthesis, so we're going to see that the number we're really adding is 9 times that number. So what we'll add to the other side is 9 times 2 divided by 2 squared. Then for y squared minus 4y, what we're going to add is our b value, which is negative 4, divided by 2, and we're going to square it. So that's what we're adding to the other side as well, negative 4 divided by 2 squared. Then, when we're looking at x squared plus 2x plus 2 divided by 2 squared, that factors to x plus our b value, which is at positive 2, divided by 2, and all of that is squared. And the reason why we can do that is because we know that x squared plus bx plus b divided by 2 squared factors to x plus b divided by 2 squared. And we can do the same thing here, so we have plus, and this y squared minus 4y plus negative 4 divided by 2 squared. So this factors to y plus our b value, which is negative 4 divided by 2, and we square it. And this is equal to the right side, which we can simplify down. So we have negative 4 plus 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 squared is 1. And 9 times 1 is 9. Then we have negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. Negative 2 squared is 4. And so we will continue to simplify this by writing our equation as 9 times x plus 1 squared plus y minus 2 squared is equal to 9. And then from here, for our ellipses, we have 1 on the right side. So we will divide both sides by 9. And we can write this as x plus 1 squared over 1 plus y minus 2 squared over 9 is equal to 1. So we see that the center is at negative 1, 2. And then we notice that our denominator under y minus 2 squared is greater than the denominator under x plus 1 squared, which means we have a vertical major axis. So this major axis is going to be parallel to the y-axis, which means that a squared is equal to 9, so a is 3, and b squared is equal to 1, which means b is 1. And so we can use this information to plot particular points, find our vertices, co-vertices, and foci. So let's plot the center at negative 1, 2. Then we have a vertical major axis, which means that for our vertices, we would move up and down a units from the center. So we can move up 3 and down 3 for our vertices. So what would be the ordered pairs for those points? They have the same x value, but different y values from the center. So we would have h comma k plus or minus a, which is negative 1 comma 2 plus or minus 3, which gets us negative 1, 5, and negative 1, negative 1 as our two ordered pairs for our vertices. Then we can find our co-vertices by looking at this b value. So we move to the left and right b from the center, which means that affects our x coordinates. So we would have h plus or minus b comma k. So that would be negative 1 plus or minus 1 comma k. So we would have 0, 2, and negative 2 comma 2 as our co-vertices. And then for our foci, we need our c value. So we are going to be moving up and down c from the center. So that means we have h comma k plus or minus c. We need to find our c value by using the fact that a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared, or we can say that c squared is equal to a squared minus b squared. A squared is 9, and b squared is 1. So we have c squared is equal to 8, which means c is equal to the square root of 8, which can be simplified down to 2 square root of 2. So we have the ordered pairs negative 1 comma 2 plus or minus 2 square root of 2, which when we type that into our calculator, we get negative 1 comma 4.828 and negative 1 comma negative 0.828. So now we can graph our ellipse. We have found the center, vertices, co-vertices, and the foci for this particular ellipse.